In episode 143 for October 19th, 2020, Microsoft gets creative to help take down the TrickBot botnet. Details on how attackers have been using VPN flaws to attack election support systems, and Zoom's rollout of end-to-end encryption. Are you like most of us in that we seem to be constantly checking our smartphones for the latest tweet or Facebook update? In last week's episode, I had a great conversation with Kevin Johnson about the popular Netflix movie, The Social Dilemma, which highlights this exact problem and how the social networks are designed specifically to keep us focused on social media and scrolling through our feeds, which, as you might be aware, is extremely bad for our mental health. So if you haven't checked out this movie on Netflix, be sure you do, but also remember that we have tools that we can use right now to help keep us less distracted and limit our social media use. And one of these products is a Faraday sleeve for your smartphone, and if you want the very best, you want to be using one from Silent Pocket. Pick up yours today by visiting silentpocket.com, and because you listen to the Shared Security Show, take 15% off your order at checkout using discount code SHAREDSECURITY.
Hey everyone, it's Scott Wright here for ClickArmor. October is here, and that means it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month again. Whether you're a manager responsible for security, an employee in an organization, or you're just interested in security, I'd like to tell you about ClickArmor's new video blog that I post on YouTube. It's called Creating Active Awareness. This blog is primarily aimed at innovative security managers who want to do really effective security awareness. But this month, I have tips for everyone, regardless of your role, that give you some ideas on how to make good use of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So check out the ClickArmor channel on YouTube to see the many short episodes of this ongoing series. And finally, and most exciting, you should definitely check out our free Home Alone gamified learning module that teaches you and your team in a fun way how to work from home securely with your own organization's leaderboard. To get started, just go to clickarmor.ca/sharedsecurity.
Microsoft was in the news last week for a pretty tricky maneuver that they were able to do in the US legal system via a court order to disrupt a massive ransomware botnet called TrickBot. Since 2016, TrickBot is one of the largest botnets discovered that has infected millions of systems around the world with ransomware. So what Microsoft did was make the case that TrickBot is causing harm to Microsoft's brand and reputation because victims often think that Microsoft and Windows is the source of their computer problems and not the criminals using TrickBot to infect their systems. Well, the court agreed and allowed Microsoft and its partners to, quote, disable the IP addresses, render the content stored on command and control servers inaccessible, suspend all services to the botnet operators, and block any effort by the TrickBot operators to purchase or lease additional servers. Now, it remains to be seen if these actions will completely dismantle this botnet or not, but it does set a new precedence since now companies like Microsoft can use copyright claims against malware and botnets. And that, my friends, is progress in the fight against ransomware. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency said last week that advanced persistent threat actors have compromised and gained access to some U.S. election support systems by chaining together Fortinet and MobileIron VPN vulnerabilities and CVE 2020-1472, aka Zero Login, which is a critical security flaw in the Windows Net Login Authentication Protocol that allows attackers to elevate privileges to domain administrator after successful exploitation. This would enable an attacker to take control over the entire domain and to change user passwords. The good news is that there is no evidence that the attackers were able to use their access to compromise the integrity of elections data, according to the joint advisory from the CISA and the FBI. The CISA advisory went further to provide recommendations to government and critical infrastructure, especially those involved with the upcoming U.S. election, to ensure VPNs are fully patched and updated, and how to uncover and mitigate malicious activity. Let's just hope that system administrators of our election support systems are heeding this warning as we get closer to Election Day. And in our last story, popular video conferencing software Zoom announced late last week that their long-awaited end-to-end encryption capability will start to roll out starting this week in a technical preview mode, which will allow anyone to use the new feature for 30 days to give Zoom feedback. And to be clear, Zoom does provide encryption for current Zoom sessions, but it's not end-to-end. Meaning, Zoom end-to-end encryption uses public key cryptography. What this means is that the keys for each Zoom meeting are generated by participants' machines, not Zoom servers. Encrypted data relayed through Zoom servers is indecipherable by Zoom, since Zoom servers do not have the necessary decryption key. This key management strategy is similar to what is used by most end-to-end encrypted messaging platforms today. To participate in the preview, you'll need to enable end-to-end encrypted meetings in your Zoom account settings and opt in to end-to-end encryption on a per-meeting basis. So if you do decide to participate in the preview, how do you know end-to-end encryption is working? First, look for the green shield logo in the upper left corner of the meeting screen, and second, you'll see the meeting leader's security code that they can use to verify the secure connection. The host can read this code to the participants, and all participants can check that they see the same code. Note that this is just phase one of a more robust end-to-end encryption implementation with single sign-on as the next phase of this feature. Given that Zoom is one of the most popular video conferencing solutions due to the global pandemic, this is a much-needed privacy and security improvement for all Zoom users. That's a wrap for this week's show. Visit our website, sharedsecurity.net, for show notes, all previous episodes, and to sign up for our email newsletter. First-time listener of the show, please subscribe wherever you like to listen to podcasts. And if you like this episode, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week for another episode of the Shared Security Show.